Hello, I'm Swervy, a radiant mental coach and analyst, and today we're going to talk about the second law, the law of emotions. Performance increase as emotions decrease. Did you know that tilting can make your performance drop by 40%? Everybody knows tilting is bad, but now I'll make you understand why. Unlucky things will always happen. Smurfs, cheaters, players on your team having a very bad day. And every time these things happen, your emotions, they will arise. But even when you make a great play, like an ace or a very hard clutch, these will also make your emotions rise the exact same way. It doesn't matter if emotion is good or bad, it will affect your gameplay. It will distract you and it will make you think about stuff that just doesn't matter. That's why this law is very similar to the law of presence, because emotions, they make you think. There is actually a rule in psychology called the Yerkes-Dodson law, which tells you that high arousal, like stress and anger, gives you low performance. The same way how low arousal, like boredom or autopilot, gives you low performance as well. The peak performance is where you balance these things out. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel any emotions, this is also impossible. But the way you get back into the game after having these emotions is what differentiates good players from great ones. This is called the next play speed. This is the speed it takes you after a good clutch or a bad shot to get you to lock back in and be fully focused. Pros, as an example, have a very fast next play speed. There is a famous quote from Coach K, a famous basketball coach, who said that after a great play was made, it no longer exists. Remember, positive emotions can be very dangerous. How many times have you killed 2 or 3 players and tried to go for an ace, only to ego or overpeak and then still die, just to have your teammates push up and die as well? You need to understand this. The game doesn't care if you're on a losing streak. It doesn't care if you just aced or clutched. And it certainly doesn't care about your feelings. That's because no matter what's happening, the game will always keep running. And in order to perform the best, you need to focus and let go of anything else. You can execute the first law perfectly, you can be very present, but the emotions will always come and try and distract you no matter what. That's why they are different laws. You deal with good emotions by channeling them into something physical. If it's a good emotion like a great play, a lot of athletes use something called the locked fist. This is something traditional sports have been using for years, and also something Valorant players didn't even know existed, which gives you the edge. So try this technique to lock back in. The key is to lock back in after your emotions take over. When you have negative emotions after a bad play, you need to break the physical loop. So take your hands off your mouse and shake your hand out and stretch your body. Also make sure to improve your posture. These small things will give your brain something else to think about and to focus on. If this doesn't help, use a psychological sight method. 2 sharp inhales through the nose and 1 slow exhale through the mouth. Dr. Andrew Huberman, a Stanford neuroscientist, validated this as the fastest way known to science to manually lower heart rate and disengage the brain's panic button. This mechanism reactivates the prefrontal cortex, and it will also help you stay present. Now you learned about the second law of the inner game, the law of emotions. If you want any more tips on how to improve mentally, make sure to join link in bio, where I choose 3 players each month for free coaching guides. Also make sure to subscribe if you want to learn more about the 7 laws of the inner game and the mental side of Valorant. I will also be posting lineups and other coaching tips on my YouTube.